Hey guys, this is Colin Talks Crypto. Rex is on a rampage. It's on the loose. It's been out for a couple days now. And now that I've had some more time to play with it, I want to give you some more information on how to use the Rex. So in this video, I'm going to cover what it is, how much you can make, how to use it, what is the Rex savings, and more tips and tricks to help you on your way. Thanks for joining me. All right, so let's jump straight to the chase. How much can you make? That's what we all want to know. When we have some EOS, what's our profit going to look like? So previously, I showed you how to use blocks.io to actually buy your Rex. I actually do not recommend that anymore, and I'll get into that and why in a second. But they do have a really cool statistics page. And on the right here, you'll see Rex stats. And this part in particular is very useful because it allows you to determine how much profit you will make. So let's just run through a real life example here. So let's say you have 1,000 EOS and you want to find out how much you're going to make in 30 days. Open up your calculator, type in 1,000 EOS, multiply it times the rate here for 30 days, 0.2042, and then hit the percentage button because that makes it into a percent for the purpose of this calculation, and then press enter. You will make 2.042 EOS in 1 month. And let's say that you want to find out how much you'll make in a year off of 1,000 EOS. Type in 1,000, multiply it times 2.4506 because that's the amount of interest in a year. Hit the percentage button and press enter. You will make 24.5 EOS in a year off that 1,000 EOS. So it's really simple to figure that out, and I just wanted to give you the tools to do that for yourself. Now, obviously, this amount will change in time, and this is just an approximation. It totally depends on the free market and how many lenders there are and how many borrowers there are. But it is moving, and I anticipate it to go up in time as more and more people borrow more and more EOS and more resources for their dApps. One fantastic thing about the resource exchange is that it is impossible to lose funds. If you are worried about putting in EOS and not sure if you were going to get it all back, rest assured, it is mathematically proven that you cannot get less back than you put in. You will always make the same or more, and most likely it will be more because of the interest you will be paid. And you get paid from the interest in several different places. And let's go to the EOSAuthority statistics page, which breaks this down really clearly. So if you scroll down here, they have a ton of information, but the thing that we're going to look at here is this graph, and it shows as of May 3rd that this is where the profits came from. 1,333 EOS of profit came from bid names. 344 EOS came from RAM trading. 317 EOS came from CPU trading. And 0.0012 EOS came from net trading. So that's the breakdown. It looks like a lot of it's coming from bid names account. While we're on this page, check this out. There are currently 46 million EOS loaned on the Rex exchange. Pretty amazing, given the fact that it's only been around for about 2 days now. And that brings us to our next point. Now, you may only look at Rex as a way of making income, but actually it is a way of helping the entire EOS ecosystem. So even if you don't make that much, just know that you're actually helping lower the costs of all the resources for dApp creators. And that itself is really a great contribution. So you can know that you're making a profit and you're helping the EOS ecosystem. Because with the release of the Rex and with all the loaned EOS available for borrowing, EOS has reduced the cost of development resources by 99.9% basically overnight. And I think that's really incredible. You know, it's interesting because Telos' whole thing was make cheap resources, make it so inexpensive for dApp creators to move to the Telos platform. And that's very true. They do have a cheap platform, but EOS with the addition of the Rex just became extremely cheap for dApp developers to create on it. And to give you an example of how cheap that is, right now, currently, if you want to borrow 2,222 EOS, if you're a dApp developer, it only costs you 1 EOS to do that. That's how inexpensive it is. You can get the resource benefits of 2,200 EOS for the cost of 1 EOS for an entire month. Very, very cheap now. So if nothing else, even if we didn't make a profit, this was just a huge game changer in helping dApps develop more cheaply and more easily. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned how I no longer recommend blocks.io for using the interface. And the reason for that, and this is something that I came to be aware of after the fact, is that many of these Rex interfaces kind of sneakily put their own proxy in there as part of the package transaction when you loan out your EOS. I find it kind of sneaky, to be honest. I think that they should be very upfront, clearly state that they're trying to give you a new proxy if you haven't voted already, and give you a list of proxies to choose from. And the thing I like about EOSAuthority is that they actually give a list of proxies to choose from. And not only that, they've allowed people like myself to provide you a link so that it will default with my proxy, but it will inform you of that and still allow you to change it. And so I'm going to put in the URL from my proxy. You'll see it in the top window here. Colin T Crypto is my proxy. And by using this URL, you will then be able to loan your EOS for Rex, and nothing will change on that regard, but it'll put my proxy as your choice if you so wish. And the little P=1 just makes it so that it overrides any existing proxy. For example, if you did use blocks.io or any other Rex interface that may have forced upon you their own proxy without your consent, well, this just lets you change that. So here's the URL. I'll put it in the description below. If you so choose to use mine, it's completely up to you. Now I'm going to give you a demonstration on how easy it is to use the EOSAuthority page to loan out your EOS for Rex. So let's say you've got an account, you've got some EOS, you want to make a profit. What do? You can either type in your account name right here, or you can click on Add Account. And I'm going to be using my hardware wallet directly. You can also use Scatter, or you can use these other methods. So this is how I'm going to access my account. So right now it's scanning the keys on my ledger. Now it's looking for related accounts, and it found it, Colin T Crypto. So it shows that I have currently staked 7.1 EOS to the Rex, but I have some more to stake. So let's show you how it's done. So all you do is you go down here and you choose which of your portfolio you want to stake. If you already had some EOS CPU staked, or if you already had some EOS staked as net, you could use those and it would basically unstake them and then convert them to Rex. In my case, I just have 28 liquid EOS sitting on my account, so we're going to do it with that. So again, you just check the box of what you want to convert over to the Rex. So let's say I want to convert 10 of this. I want to convert 10 EOS to Rex tokens. That's how you do it. Check the box, type 10, and I click Buy Rex. And again, we're going to submit the transaction, and then it's going to pop up with the transaction on the device. And it says on my ledger, confirm transaction with 2 actions. So I'm clicking approve on that. Then it says confirm action number 1, contract EOSIO, and it says action deposit. So I'm going to approve that. Now it says confirm action number 2, contract EOSIO. It's always good to make sure it says contract EOSIO, action buy Rex, and then warning arbitrary data. And I'm going to click approve. Now that's where it would have put in your proxy in that arbitrary data. And I'm going to show you in a second why that's sneaky for some other Rex interfaces. All right. And as you can see, transaction success. I have just staked 10 EOS to the Rex. Now, very important to note, if you get a failure message on this, first of all, make sure that arbitrary data is turned on in the settings on your Ledger EOS app. If it's not turned to yes for arbitrary data, the transaction will fail. Secondly, you can always disconnect and reconnect your ledger and retype in your PIN. I had to do that once and then it worked on the second time. Try those 2 things and that will probably solve 99% of issues that you may run into if you're using your Ledger NanoS. And now let's just check my account to see if it worked. And sure enough, it says Rex 17.1 EOS. At the start of this video, I had 7.1. So 10 more EOS has been lent to the Rex system. And you can see that my total balance is 38 EOS. That's the total EOS in my whole account. I have 17.9 of it is unstaked. 3.6 of it has been staked between CPU and net. And that 17.1 is to the Rex. And that all adds up to 38.7. So it's a really great breakdown here on the EOSAuthority account wallet page. Now, we're going to get into what I talked about earlier, which is the sneakiness that I kind of feel like some of these Rex interfaces are employing. So when you do a transaction, when you take some EOS and you send it to a Rex interface, it is actually doing a combination of actions. And this image here clearly shows you what it's doing. So here, you'll notice that there are 3 actions in total: vote producer, deposit, and buy Rex. So the last two have to do with actually getting the REX, but that first one, vote producer, is inserted there. And you'll notice, and this is from blocks.io, that their proxy that they're having you vote for is blokspartner. So they have created their own proxy and having you do that as part of the package command. And I don't know that you're aware of doing that. I certainly wasn't when I was sending my EOS to convert to REX. And I don't really appreciate that. I'd like to be told that I'm selecting a proxy, and I'd also like to be given a choice to choose which proxy I'm going to use. And this goes back to what I mentioned in one of my previous videos about, personally, I don't think it's smart to be giving your vote to a block producer proxy. And almost all of these REX interfaces are made by block producers. And they're doing it clearly because they want to have control of more votes. We just don't want to get into a situation where block producers have a disproportional amount of power. We need a checks and balances with the system. So I feel strongly that giving your vote to a non-block producer proxy, there are many of them out there. Chris Coney has one, Investing with the Difference has one, I have one, etc. There are many to choose from who are not tied or connected to being a block producer. And that gives a better distribution of checks and balances and power on the system, because the last thing we need is a cartel of block producers who are voted in and have your votes as well to vote with them on top of it. So that's why I feel like this is sneaky, and that's why I don't like it. And that's why EOSAuthority is awesome, because EOSAuthority is allowing you to choose your proxy. They're taking it upon themselves to be a step better than the rest and not try to force a proxy choice upon you, especially without your awareness. So props to EOSAuthority for just being top-notch people and top-notch block producers, looking out for the good of the system. They recognize that the vote and proxy distribution does need to be broad and outside of just BP control. So my hat goes off to them. Let's take a look at how many new REX-based proxies there are. So first of all, I'm going to just type in the word REX. This is Aloha EOS's proxy page, really great page. If you type in the word REX and you just search for it, we find, and it'll highlight it here in orange and yellow, here's a token pocket REX proxy. They have 1.6 million EOS already. I really hope that their users are aware of that. I haven't used Token Pocket, so I can't state whether they inform the user or not, but I sure hope they do, because there's 1.6 million EOS that has been voted to their new proxy, starting with when the REX came out. And let's continue down the list, and here's two more. REX Core Proxy has just about 1 million votes, and EOSREX.io has 900,000 votes. And again, I don't know that they're making this clear to users. Blocks.io did not make it clear to users. Let's just check out how much Blocks.io has based on what we just saw here in this image. Their proxy is named blokspartner, so let's take a look for that. Blokspartner. Okay, here it is. 616,000 EOS in the past couple of days. And if we pull up their proxy page, you will see that just starting on May 1st, right when the REX went live, people started proxying to them. And I bet you they don't know that they did so. So all these accounts, there's 161,000 EOS, 78,000 EOS, 27,000 EOS, and on down, all these accounts and more have proxied to blocks.io, the blokspartner kind of like hidden proxy that I don't know that they're aware of. So I just want to make that public information. Luckily, it looks like they voted fairly well. They didn't do a bad job with their votes, but even so, I would vote for a non-BP proxy. So I'd like interfaces to make it very clear what proxy you're using when you're loaning your EOS on the REX and give you the option to change. So now, once you've got your EOS sent to the REX, let's cover the topic of the REX savings account. And what does that mean? Because many people were wondering, what's this REX savings thing all about? So the REX savings is similar to the EOS staking. It's a way to safeguard your REX tokens and give it a period of about 5 days so that you're informed if someone tries to move them without your awareness. Now, when it comes to REX, when you send your EOS to REX, they are unstaked, and you have to stake them again. And on REX, they cleverly designed it so that you can similarly stake the REX tokens. And it's for the same exact reason. They use different terms like maturing and liquid REX and things like that, but just know that it's the same thing. You're basically staking your REX tokens, putting them in a savings basket so that it takes someone 5 days to unstake the REX tokens. At that point, then they're liquid, and then you can sell them for EOS or transfer them off your account. So again, it just gives you a period of days of safety margin so that you can be alerted by one of the tools like EOSAuthority's alert tool to inform you if something's happened to your account that you didn't authorize. And it gives you time to use your owner key, which you should have different from your active key, and take back control of your account and change your active key so that you can secure those tokens back under your own control. So I highly recommend not only converting your EOS to REX because it is risk-free, but then taking that second step and putting your REX into the REX savings basket so that you are then safe from hackers or something that might happen to your account. So guys, that's all I have for you. I showed you not only how to loan your EOS for REX using an EOSAuthority's page, how to be aware of what proxy might be chosen for you, and how to take charge of that yourself by using EOSAuthority's page. And please use my link if you so feel inclined, and that will change your proxy to mine in the case that you accidentally did have it changed by another interface that didn't tell you. And we covered how much you can make, how to calculate how much you're going to make. That's all the tips and tricks I have for you. Happy REX, and this is an awesome occasion. I'm really pumped about what this means for lowering the costs of dApp development on the EOS ecosystem. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you again soon.